Well, in today's video, I'm going to do something my wife said, don't you ever tell this story, but I'm going to tell it to you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wingman Wisdom. And there's going to be a reason why I'm going to tell you the story that I'm not supposed to tell you. And hopefully you will see through my eyes and you'll go, that was a good story, not a bad story. Now you could look at it and you go, that's a horrible story, like my wife. But it's about my dad. And before I get started, I want to remind everybody that I am the RV Wingman. This channel is like sitting around a campfire with a bunch of people that you may or may not know. And y'all are just swapping stories and exchanging stories and thoughts and jokes and opinions and all different kinds of things, kind of like, well, like life. That's what Wingman Wisdom is. I'm a former campground owner. I'm a lifelong lover of the great outdoors, a RV and camping enthusiast, and I love, as I say, most of the people that do it most of the time. So I have an affinity towards nature, and that started back when I was a little bitty boy. I did not have any choice in my love of nature. My father instilled that in me as a boy. It's with me to this day. So this is going to be a story that I told at my father's funeral. When I told it, most of the people that were there, their jaws went, even the preacher said, he kind of gave me the cold shoulder, like, I don't think I would have said that story. All right, before I do, as the RV Wingman, I get emails every single day and phone calls, voicemail messages from people that feel they've been taken advantage of, people that make really big mistakes when they sell their RV. If you're selling your RV, I want to help you. I've prepared an RV report for you. It's not a complete report, but I promise you, it's got lots of really good stuff in it, things that will help you get the most amount of money in the least amount of time, not get swindled. It is the honest to goodness truth, and a lot of times dealers don't like me telling the truth. The truth. If you're a buyer, I've got an RV report for you. How do you buy an RV the smart way? I'm going to tell you. And this is free. I put up a small little one-page website called freervreport.com, where in like 2 minutes you can view and you can download the report, whether you're looking to sell your RV or you're looking to buy an RV. So if you're not watching, not available to click on the word more, I hope you can. If you're watching on a iPad or a smartphone or on your home computer, laptop, you'll be able to click on the word more in the description. It will open up and you'll see links to a lot of people I do work with, as well as right there towards the top, a link to freervreport.com. If you're watching on TV, you can't click on that. Grab your cell phone, text the word report to 38470. Okay, why am I going to tell you this story? Well, I'm going to tell it to you because recently I've done a couple of monologues where I mentioned that I have a real concern with young men. Yes, with young men that aren't working. Not just young men, but there are 10 million American men that are able-bodied men that just won't work. They're not even looking for work. They're just sitting back doing nothing. And the young ones especially, in their prime earning years, they're just not doing it. Why is that? When I grew up, I had to cut the grass and pick up the big dirty and do the chores. And my dad, he was a tough son of a gun. My father was a aerospace engineer, and he was way smarter than me. He expected me to have A's, not C's, not B's, but A's. Rarely did I get all A's. But I was pretty good at most things. I was pretty good at athletics, pretty good at school, didn't have to study a whole lot, which meant I was pretty able to manipulate the system, sort of a lazy, if you will. And that's the truth. So my mom and dad, and just bear with me. The purpose of this is to tell you that adversity, if you go through something hard, you can get through it. Without adversity, there's no joy. I don't think you can have just happy here, give all this stuff, and you're just going to be a happy person. A fulfilled person goes through adversity. And this is my story of going through adversity. My father never told me he loved me when I was growing up. He may go, love you, but not even that very much. He was never proud of me. I started a TV fishing show in 1983, 1984, a long time ago. And he never even watched it. And that hurt. because I worked so hard. I know I wasn't an aeronautical engineer that graduated from Rice University, blah, blah, blah. I'm just a dumb kid, but I worked really hard. I started a TV fishing show and then a hunting show. And I didn't get any strokes back. So I was never told he was proud of me. He never told me he loved me, but I still loved him. He was tough. He taught me to be tough. Well, my dad's gone now. But when we were kids, when my brothers and sister were younger, my mom and dad got a divorce. He got remarried, started another family, so I have a half sister and a half brother. Half-brother's name is Blake. And so now go to 1990. Blake is 4 years old, I think, maybe 5 years old. But my father is working in Washington State. I live in Texas. And I had an opportunity to do a hunting show up in the wilderness area called the Bob Marshall Wilderness in Montana. The most spectacularly beautiful, wild, primitive place you could ever imagine. And I was going to go with my dad. I wanted to bond with him, spend time, and do a TV show. I was going up there to do a television program. So Dad went from Washington. I went from Texas. We meet in Montana, and there are no roads. There's no highways. There's no cell phones. It is an 8-hour on horseback, about a 20-mile, 22-mile pack ride up on horses. And if you haven't done that for 8 hours, you will have a sore butt unless you are a cowboy, I'm telling you. But my father and I got up there. I had my cameraman with me and the wranglers, the guides, beautiful little camp. And it was just perfect. The only one problem, actually two. One problem was that my camera broke. It was unfixable. And I am up there for a week in the mountains of Montana, supposed to get a TV show done. I can't even turn the camera on. So that was done. The second problem is that there were no elk. Everything else, but there were no elk. So I spent a week groveling, being angry because I couldn't get my TV show done, and the outfitter wasn't very happy either because he was expecting the promotion. My father didn't care because he was just there to have a good time and maybe shoot an elk. He was enjoying everything, but I got to spend time with my dad. Here comes he's going to tell me he loves me for the first time in his life. He's going to tell me he's proud of me. It's 1990. I am realizing some success with my TV show. Not as much as I wanted, but doing pretty good. And the weather changed and it's starting to get cold and the clouds are coming down. My father, me, and a wrangler, one of the guides, three of us got on our horses and we're going up this very steep canyon. And the clouds are coming down and it's getting ready to snow. I mean, big snow, those big old wet snowflakes. And it's starting to snow. We're going along and the wrangler goes, man, we got to stop you. I'm gonna make us a little fire. We can warm up. Why don't you fellas go sit over there on the side of the hill and I'll get the fire going. Okay, so I go sit up on the side of the hill next to my dad. Two of us are sitting there looking down. Clouds are coming in, big old snowflakes. And you know how you get just a feeling sometimes? Somebody's looking at me or I have a feeling, and it happens. Well, I had the feeling, my father, this is it. He's going to tell me he loves me. Not like yippee yippee. It's just I went, holy crap, he's going to tell me he loves me and he's proud of me. I can't wait to hear the words. And sure enough, from the silence, my dad wasn't a big talker. From the silence, he says, son, I want to tell you something. With the exception of marrying your stepmother, Betty, the single greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life was the birth of your baby brother, Blake. I thought, that's not what I was expecting. Then he continued, I know you've got your TV show, and I wish you all the luck, I really do, but God blessed me with a new family. And I want you to know that I hope you do well in your life, because I'm taking care of that family. I'm not taking care of you. So don't count on anything from me. I think that was the end of it. He wasn't mean. He wasn't hateful. He wasn't, ha 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 ha, guess what, kid, you're screwed. He was just saying it. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, I was not expecting that. But that's what I got. That was reality. And sometimes reality sucks. But you know what? That was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. It made me a man, a real man. No longer, I was 30 years old. Yeah, what was I? 35 years old. I was no longer thinking, you know what, one day when my dad dies, he's got a little bit, he's got guns, he's got toys, he's got some money, I'm going to get my share. None of that. I ain't getting nothing. If I don't go do it, I don't get it. And when I came back home, my wife goes, what happened? Well, the camera broke, didn't get a TV show. And I told her about, I call it the Blake and the Mountain story. She goes, oh my God, don't you ever tell that to anyone, because that's child abuse, honey. I said, Lisa, it's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I am on fire. And I've been on fire ever since. I have been able to let go of the, I hope I'm going to be taken care of by my daddy. Even though I knew that I wasn't going to, I don't know, there was that hope that maybe there's a safety net there for me. No, there's no safety net for me. And there's no safety net for you. The truth is you have to get through things. You have to do it. And I say that because I think too many of us, especially young men, they have lost the work ethic. They have lost the ability to sustain any adversity. They want happiness and pride and money, and they want to do what they want to do without having to do anything. Sacrifice, real sacrifice, adversity builds men. And guess what? It builds women too. Tough circumstances build character. They can also make somebody fail. Okay, they can. If you're not strong enough to overcome, you will fail. But I'd rather fail trying than to fail just sitting back and go, well, I guess this is all I get out of life. Sucks to be me. But that is a story I shared at my father's funeral. I was proud to share it. I told him when he was in hospice, I said, Dad, I love you, and you made me one tough son of a bitch. And for that, I will be forever grateful. In hospice, he's dying. And he goes, he laughed. And he did. I want to hear from you. I want to know if you think my wife was right, that the Blake and the Mountain story, that it was child abuse, it was horrible, awful. Or do you think it could have been used for good, like I believe? I see it as an opportunity to do good. I could have been a victim. I could have gone home and said, oh, my daddy doesn't love me. He loved me in his way. I said earlier, he was a hard ass. Oh, he was a hard ass. But he taught me to be a hard ass when I need to be. Again, I want to hear from you. Do you think adversity will make you stronger? Did you have to go through things? This, as I said, it's like sitting around a campfire, sharing stories. I just shared one with you that I probably shouldn't have shared. But Wingman Wisdom is about this sharing. It's about, I'm not right. I'm not wrong either. My experience is just my experience, just like yours is. I love hearing from you. When I see stories, I do a lot of reading nowadays. When I see stories about people that just, I'm going, are they just lazy? Why are people so lazy? Why do people have to have it right now? How come they can't sacrifice? I'm a why person. I ask a lot of why is it this way and why that? Well, then why not that? I ask a lot of why questions. I don't get many answers, but at least I keep asking the question. So let me know what you think. Again, this is a show about, it's about life, like sitting around a campfire, as I said. And we talk a lot about RVing from time to time because I love it. By the way, I will mention again that my RV report, you hear that? That's Pedro, and that would be Happy. And the next one is going to be Napoleon. I have this RV report. This is for sellers. This other one is for buyers. If you're looking at buying or selling an RV, I will give you this for free. You can see it. You can download it. Go to freervreport.com. As I say, it's a little website, a one-page website that is only to provide you with information. I don't get paid for you to go there. It's to try to help you. I am the RV Wingman. I want you to be a happy camper, not just the day you buy your camper, but most days that you own it afterwards. So let me hear from you. Drop a comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it on social media with your family and friends. And if you think I should have never, ever told that story and you agree with my wife, let me know that as well. I got to go take care of the dogs. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.